Pick one.
So, Marcus, that was really good. I think we grabbed it, right?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
So one note, tiny note, is wait for him to say speeding, and then you'll know for sure that like camera's rolling before you make that connection.
Okay.
You'll just know for sure. So
Gotcha.
tiny tip.
Gotcha.
Sweet. Okay. So before we get into the questions, can you just sort of the sake of context, can you actually introduce yourself and just sort of give me a little bit of your backstory to how you got here in the position that you're in?
Cool. What's up, world? I'm Foster, also known as Autopilot. I'm a teaching artist with the Diatribe. What brought me here today is friendship and then the need to reach out to our community. There was a point where we done the first blind, deaf friendly art prize exhibit, and then a lot of teachers and educators that came in, they really liked what we were doing as far as reaching out to the community and just having a platform that didn't like leave anyone out. And there was a need for that in schools, and so they reached out to us and wanted us to be a part of it and like just come in and share our truths with the students. And that has led to us turning into a nonprofit organization and being allowed to go to schools and put on assemblies and other programs and talk to other educators, as well as just our community and like doing open mics. And it's just a tool that has catapulted us to our current position, right? And it was poetry and spoken word, and what we found out is that everybody has something in common, and this is a need that can be filled just by expressing your emotions and how you're feeling at the time. And I'm happy with where we're at right now.
What's your why that makes you want to do this?
I wish I would have had it growing up, right? I wish that there was somebody that took the time to listen a little bit more and understand what I was going through at the time. So like, let's say my father became sick when I was in the 7th grade. I didn't know anything or how to properly react or respond. And so here I am now realizing that certain things happened to me that I wish I would have had an outlet for, or I wish I would have been more expressive towards. And now I found that writing definitely helps with that. It alleviates some of the previous pain and sadness. And it's just it's a different avenue. Like everybody has an outlet, and this outlet has allowed me to travel. It has allowed me to make new friends. It has allowed me to be a better person in my community. It has allowed me to have a voice, and I hope that I continue to give a voice to the voiceless and empower them to do so.
Awesome. Dude, that's great.
Thank
That's amazing. I'm gonna roll into some of these questions.
Mm-hmm.
They're mixed up on purpose, just so we're sort of ordering them differently for everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ping pong a little bit between something that you're like, oh yeah, that's an easy one, and then all of a sudden I'll ask something that's pretty heavy.
Gotcha.
So just to prepare you, we'll have to tone shift a little bit. So
Cool. And it will be a little delay so I can look at my answers.
Totally.
Cool.
Take as much time as you want,
Gotcha.
honestly. If I ask and you just want to go through it, just center yourself and then you can respond with as much time as you need.
Cool.
So the first one's pretty straightforward. Rudy Francisco's My Honest Poem.
Mm-hmm.
Are there two lines in particular that you would like to share and sort of reason why you like them?
Yeah, there's definitely two lines from Rudy Francisco's poem, his honest poem. The first one was, I've never been in the military, but I have this purple heart, and I got it for beating myself up over things I can't fix. I always feel like everybody has this struggle that they're going through, right? There's always another hill to climb. There's always another goal to set. And sometimes like you're way too hard on yourself than what you need to be. And I feel like all we can do is try day in, day out. You can't expect the same thing or a new result by doing the same old things. And I feel like once we learn that and just try to push through. You might save yourself, you might save somebody else, and like that's definitely like courage, and therefore the Purple Heart. So I definitely think that's one line that stands out. The other line that stands out from Rudy Francisco's An Honest Poem is I never allow myself to cry as much as I need to. Uh, Man, I feel like being a black male in society. You're always told to be strong. Black women are always told that, man, they're so strong, and don't cry, man up, things like that. And you know, you can't be a hard leg all the time, right? Like that's not an emotional balance. That's not a life balance. Like there's yin and yang, and you have to be able to bring multiple sides. Whether it's emotional, physical, like you can't just be hard to a child all the time, and like then, they'll have like resentment in some kind of form, or they never fully develop because all they know how to use is one tool or one way, and yeah, I hope to God that I'm never that way.
That's good. Okay, pivoting a little bit. The term getting better, right? What does that mean when someone says, like, when it comes to mental illness?
Which number was that?
That's number 2.
2.
Well, no,
All right.
sorry. I don't know.
I just
you
put
have
them in
the
numbers.
Same numbers as I do. I'm just going from 1 to 11. I don't know if yours are numbered the same. But when it comes to mental illness, what does it mean to get better? Is the idea.
When it comes to mental illness, to try to get better, I think it's just growth. Like I'm no expert, I'm no therapist, I'm no psychiatrist, but growth in any aspect, no matter how minimal or maximum that it is, growth, right? Like trying something different, and then finding out that you're good at it later on, or trying something that you've never tried and found out that you are extremely horrible at it, and then realize like, yo, man, I don't like that at all. I don't want to do that. I feel like you can do that with emotional states as well. Like if it's something that continuously makes you feel bad, then don't do the things that make you feel bad. Like do the things that make you feel better. Be around the people that make you feel better. Being, physically doing things that make you feel better as well. Like there's so many different levels, and then I feel like all of us as individuals are trying to do individual things, and then once you realize like we need each other, and then like I think it just it changes your mindset, and I feel growth and changing your mindset is like what it means to get better.
Okay, so this next question is oriented more towards you're speaking directly to this audience, and they're you're trying to give them some tips on how to give a dynamic performance, right? So what would you tell me if I was a student and I was looking for some pointers?
In order to be a dynamic performer, you just got to be yourself. However you're feeling at the time, however you were feeling when you wrote it, even if you don't feel the same anymore, you remember how you felt when you wrote it, or like how you're performing right now is like that's just one moment in time. So like be in that moment and perform your best. Be yourself. If you're all squirrely, be squirrely. If you are straightforward, but you want to use your voice as your best tool, then use your voice as your best tool. Add different voices, like smile. Like if it's be the words at the time, right? So like if you are talking about being sad, then maybe look sad. If you're talking about being happy, add a smile. Just things like that.
Good. On that note, what sort of a pep talk would you give to students that are about to perform?
again, tell your truth. Be your emotions. You know, this poem is going to last a few minutes. You still got a whole life ahead of you. But use this moment in time right now to as the next step. You know, whatever you are sharing right now, make sure that you're sharing it and then being 100% yourself. And you know, do what feels right.
I'm gonna, Gleason, I know we're gonna make it through all these, so I'm actually just sort of reordering them a little bit, so don't worry, I'm not
Okay.
skipping it.
Oh, no, it's
It's just a better way to go through it now that
Yeah,
I know
for
we're
sure.
gonna make it.
yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna pivot a little bit here again.
Gotcha.
If you're in a dark place, how do you pull yourself out?
Man, if I'm in a dark place, what I like to do is change my surroundings, right? Like go for a walk, or I really love movies and film, and lately I've been getting into television. So like if it's like a sad movie day or whatever, you know, just watch it, and then you know don't stay in the sadness. Like definitely try to watch like a different movie. I also said when I said change your environment, I mean like go be around people that actually make you happy, you know, and do things that make you happy. I love to call my mother if I know that I'm feeling bad. One thing my mom did back in the day, like I was depressed, and she said, "Yo, Rome wasn't built in a day, so get out there and you know just try to do something different, or try to do, just take steps towards a goal." I have found out that making goals is is a great avenue as well. Um, and then you don't have to do like a goal for 5 years. Make a goal for like 3 days, and then make 3 more days, and then just taking it one step at a time. And I feel that really helps.
That's great. That's perfect. Now, some of these tend to bleed over, okay? So, like, you might just have to either go through it the same way or come at it from a different angle. But the
Gotcha.
next question is, what are some ways besides writing that you use to cope with mental illness, mental health, that sort of an idea?
Mm. Besides writing, I feel like physical activities help get you out of a dark place, because sometimes you're just stuck, and in order to get unstuck, you have to move around. Um, this is something that we never really talked about when I was growing up, and but as you get older and you go to the doctor, and they say, "Oh, are you exercising?" That's one of the first things they ask. Are you exercising? So you need to exercise physically, mentally, spiritually. Um, you you have to move around. I think going back to what I said previously about growth, um, you don't grow or get bigger or lose fat without moving. You know, and sometimes like mentally you can be fat, you can be stuck and in need of a change.
That's a great metaphor. Okay. How do you think that your identity, or how you're perceived by others, impacts your own mental health personally? Or maybe did?
Um, I know that I'm not down for the count, right? I think everybody is um, influenced by others. I don't know if I want to use influence or impacted by others, right? Because we're all in it together, right? Like I can't say that someone's decision, as far as like a neighborhood association, like if all of a sudden you're cleaning up this part of town, but then leaving another part of town untouched, that it doesn't have an impact on you. So I do feel like you need to know what's going on in your environment and around you, and you also need to be involved. Um, but at the same point, though, like you do have to live your truth. So sometimes you should drown them out with your own capabilities. Um, like I understand that everybody's going through a struggle. It's not your struggle, but you can listen. You could show empathy. Um, I hope that we all attempt this. I hope that we do it. Um, I don't know. It's a weird question.
Do you feel like in terms of in perception or how you're perceived, like that has a lot to do with who you're around? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I mean,
Or
like positivity attracts positivity, and negativity attracts negativity. Um, you do want to hear. Sometimes it can be fuel, right? So many people telling you you can't do anything, like that can add fuel to the fire to be like, nah, man, I'm gonna do it, like, and just just that persistence. Persistence changes perception. How about that?
nice. All right. How have I like this question? This is my favorite one because it's so pertinent. How has major events and their impact, sort of personal and global, sort of across that spectrum, impacted your mental health right now?
I think right now it is the abyss of the unknown, right? We don't know how to get back to things that we were doing. So, like, me personally, I was always around people, right? Every job that I had was talking to people, uh, serving people. So that was like, bartending. I'm a teaching artist. I also did promotions. Um, and hand-to-hand contact, like you miss hugs, right? um, you miss hugs, you miss dapping up your friend like after a great joke or like something funny or something that you didn't think of. So I mean, that portion of it has allowed me to dive deeper into my relationship. I think I've become a little bit closer to my lady. I'm expecting my first child ever, and I'm having this baby during these trying times, and I don't know what the future looks like. Like, I watch so many movies, and when you think of the apocalypse, you kind of think of like The Walking Dead, and I don't want it to be like The Walking Dead, like where I see a bunch of people, just moving towards a meal or money. I feel like we have to strive for something more. So right now, I've been working on my health. Been going to the doctor, going to the dentist. Like, I truly want to get rid of like some bad habits that I've had, and I am like, I'm so caught in the motions of not knowing what's going on that I'm like, man, let me just do things that I haven't done before, and just try to be better. Like, one of my favorite things to do right now is play softball, and I've been doing that almost every Saturday. And like, my first love for sports was baseball, and now I found softball, and then like I call it like the dad bod league, where everybody is like overweight and just trying to move and everything. But then like I have this great love for this sport that it has allowed me to excel in it and like hitting homers, and it was a fun thing.
Feels good.
It feels good. It feels good. And then like the person that I am, I get other people involved. So I've always been one that can call on people and hundreds show up. And I love that capability, and I never want to lose it. And I hope that it builds into something more than I am. I always want. I always say this to like Fable and Rachel. Like, I want to just build things that outlive me.
Mm, that's so good. That in some ways, like, I think comes full circle to that idea, right? Because it's like, well, how do these things impact your mental health? It's in many ways the way you are approaching it. It seems like, and I guess it's sort of a follow-up question, but like, it seems like the way you're approaching it is your response to those things is sort of dictating your mental health in some ways, like the intention of your response.
Definitely, man. Like, and I don't even know if I went out there like setting intentions, right?
Uh-huh.
I was just going through the motions of this current time. But it's like, yo, man, I'm not just going to sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing for months. Like, I've done it for a few days, but it's not going to be multiple months of not doing anything. So,
Right on. All right. What does normal mean?
normal is a made-up word for average. I don't even want to say average. I think it's below average. It's like you're just going with the grain because everybody says you're going with the grain, or your hair is one color because like everybody else is okay with it. I feel like you should go against the grain and be different. Like, you got to think of the theory of relativity. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is a possibility. Like, and to quote another movie, if you build it, they will come. Like, if you think about it and then you take the steps to try to achieve it, it will come eventually. Like, it has to, and like, because you are willing it into existence, right? The law of attraction, right? Are you attracted to it? Are you getting these positive vibes from it? Even if it's knocked you down a couple of notches, like, I feel like if you want it bad enough, then go for it. Like, build it, create it, do it.
I just watched. I'm behind on this, but I just watched the third episode of The Last Dance. I don't know if you've seen it, but like, it's all about Dennis Rodman.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you just made me think of it right now, because like, I realized about 45 minutes in that like my face was hurting because I was just grinning so much because of his like approach to what you're saying, is just going for whatever made him happy and just sort of shedding any sort of burden of what culture was going to, sort of dictate to him, like what normal should be.
Yeah.
It was a funny reaction to just be like, holy crap, this guy makes me so happy just by watching him sort of live in that truth.
Yeah.
That, like, I don't know, that's what I think of when I keep on reading this question.
I wouldn't have used him as an example. I think there's other better examples, but again, like, what is normal?
Watch the
You know?
documentary,
Yeah.
like for 45 minutes, like this dude just like breaking down, like, because you see him go from just like straight laced to just sort of like
Outlandish.
yeah, just letting everything sort of like expression after expression after expression. So like, yeah, not that show up with like Kim Jong-un and hang out, but like this idea of like just the evolution to sort of like feel comfortable in whatever skin he wanted to be in.
Mm-hmm.
That part of it was just like really infused a lot of like joy to me just to watch that.
Like, I think like people don't truly understand growth, right? Like, growth is looking back at how you were feeling at the time, right? You have to realize, like, time is made up, right? This is how you reacted to something that happened to you or that you done, and like how you go forward from this point. Like, even if you done something bad, you can be like, man, I done something really bad. Now I want to go forward and try to repair the damage that I've done, or change the way that, like, even if you didn't do anything like really bad, you'd be like, man, there was a better response to that. Going forward, I will remember what happened at said time and make a better choice. So yeah, I think that also goes with like mental health, like just trying to make better choices.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really great. On that note, if you were to sort of give attributes to describing mental health, what does it smell like, look like, taste like, feel like, act like? What? How would you respond to that?
Oh man, I feel like mental illness looks like a wall, right? Too many times people try to go through it, and then not realizing that, you can go underneath the wall, you can go over the wall, you can take 2 steps back and go around the wall. You could put like, you could build a ramp over the wall, you know what I'm saying, and use it as a position to get even higher, right? Like, like in skateboarding or riding bikes, like, use that ramp, or use that wall. Like, sometimes a wall is just a foundation, right? So you could have one wall, but then like, yo, man, maybe you just need to build a house. Maybe like close it off and I don't know, put a studio in there. You know, like just try something different, man.
That's great. That's awesome. I love how differently each of you answer that question. There's such good answers.
Hey, mental illness sounds like someone that can't play the drums trying to find a beat, right? Like you know that they're like the worst drum player on the planet, and they're just making noise, and then eventually, hopefully, they'll find a rhythm, right? That's enjoyable to listen to, and not just a bunch of racket, right? Like you don't want to be like that's too much cowbell or too many cymbals, right? You know, add some bass and use the kick drums, the snare, like learn your instrument. And then mental illness. I always say it smells like rotten apples, right? Because like too many people try to use it and be like, oh, well, it's just a few rotten apples, but then like people don't realize like a few rotten apples can ruin the whole bunch. And then like you know the color changes, they look like trash. They could have worms in them. Maybe the seeds aren't perfect. Like I don't know. Don't I always say bad apples or don't cook yogurt. You know, I think that's stupid, right? And it tastes horrible.
That's the first time I've ever heard someone say don't cook yogurt.
Don't cook yogurt, man.
I love that. All right, the rest of these are fill in the blanks. So I'm just gonna give you a line,
Gotcha.
and then just give me the line back with your sort of fill in, and then we're just gonna montage them together.
Gotcha.
I'm starving to feel blank.
I'm starting to feel accomplished. I feel like there's always more that I could be doing, right? Like as much as I try to live in the moment, I do want to have things to strive for and then more things to strive for. And accomplishment can look different to other people. So like I'm a 38-year-old black man and I'm about to have my first child. Graduated from college. I've been to jail before, one time for taxes, but then, you know, like MLK, he went to jail multiple times. Malcolm X went to jail multiple times. So it's not like necessarily like a bad thing. I think it's always a learning step. Yeah.
Good. Good. Did you feel like that? You got. I didn't want to cut you off there. Did I cut you off?
Oh no.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, I thought
Sorry.
you were about to ask me about jail. It's stupid. Don't go.
I was
No
not.
fishing trips.
I was not. I will not let blank keep me from blank.
I will not let failure keep me from trying. I think that it's a stumbling point, right? When I was coming up and playing a lot of sports, the thing that you learn is that you play as you practice. And again, I feel that if you make a mistake or you fail, well, now you have a platform on what to do when that situation arises again and how you can overcome. If you're tired, do one more rep or run one more lap, and then when you feel fatigued again, you know that you're capable of pushing through it.
Good. If I knew I could do anything, I would do blank. Or I would blank.
If I knew I could do anything, I would continue to try, right? I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to be that old dog that can't learn to do new tricks, right? I feel like I'm starting now because like my father was sick when I was younger, so I didn't get to do certain things because I took on the responsibility of trying to help my mother so that she wasn't just the struggling parent and help my sister that she always had a brother to lean on. And now I feel like it's come full circle. Like my mom is excited to be a grandmother. My sister is excited to finally be an aunt. I feel that one thing that I really want to be is a great father. And I don't know what that looks like, but hopefully I can be one of those people that might define it. And I'm trying every day, just like you are.
This last one has 3 blanks in it, so maybe you already looked at it and filled it in. But my blank is a blank, but I am a blank.
What number was that?
In your list, I don't know if you have the same numbers as me, but it's number 4, and then it's the last sentence of number 4. It's one that everybody's gotten a little hung up on.
Yeah, I
so
got it.
Don't worry about that. You want to look at mine?
Nope, I got it.
Okay.
My struggles are a tool to put in more work and put forth an effort for change. Like you always hear that you have to be the change that you want to see in the world before you can teach it. And I think that's why there are some great teachers. They say that those that can't teach, and I feel like it's not necessarily that. I think it's like, yo, man, I don't want you to fail where I failed. And like, yo, I'm gonna try to give you that leg up, or yo, I'm gonna be a tool for you, right? So like, like you have that wall, but what you realize, man, is like I could help you get over that wall, right? If it only takes 2 of us, or maybe it takes more than 2 of us, and it takes 3 of us, and then like now you got 3 people stacked up against the wall, and then like you can be that bridge to help other people get over something that you couldn't do. And then maybe once the person gets to the top, maybe they don't wave at you, right? Maybe they just stick their hand out and then like help you get over it as well.
Lift as you climb.
Yeah.
That's how we've had this conversation before, like at Gorilla, like at my production company. Like that's the idea. Like I like that idea a lot. I got through all of them.
Cool.
Is there anything I missed that you feel like you want to get out here while you're on camera?
Man, I am proud of every member of the Diatribe. I am proud of the things that we've accomplished together. I'm proud of our board that we selected. I'm proud of your production company, man. Like this is full scale. This shit looks legit, right? We out here, man. Like this has come a long way, man, from just like an iPhone, right, into a camera, and being here in this moment right now just shows you like persistence is necessary. So.
All right.
All right, man.
Good.
Cool.
Thanks for doing it.
All right, man.
Cut.